Are you serious? Are you serious? Folks, the weather is extremely violent, rainy, thunderstorms, tornado warnings, flash flooding, all kinds of things. And we're talking not only Florida with this weird tropical depression that's tearing things apart, but the Midwest is under siege by tornadoes, flooding, and drastically changing weather. Let me give you some reports right now quickly. Here is a report on extreme weather by NBC News.
In decades. And another big storm is moving east tonight. We get the latest from Weather Channel meteorologist Chris Warren.
Summer storms brought more rain to the Midwest this weekend. In already waterlogged Minneapolis, a line of storms swept from west to east, triggering flash flood warnings in nearly every county in the region.
Stay on this side of the street, don't go this way.
Water deep enough for this resident to paddle through a flooded intersection.
What?
In a town named Waterville, Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton toured the damage.
I've never seen damage this severe and widespread. Usually it's in one or two counties. This is all over the state.
Leaving close to 8,000 people without power. In Wisconsin, more than 1,000 also waiting for power after damaging winds whipped through the northwest part of the state.
We got lucky and missed the propane and missed the houses. Other than taking the power out, I guess we got kind of lucky on that side of it, but that could have been worse.
An EF1 tornado touched down in Colfax Friday, captured in this newly released security video.
That's crazy.
You can see the debris flying as the twister moves through. Heavy rainstorms also moved across the southern states this morning. In Memphis, Tennessee, flash floods sent rushing water down residential streets, resulting in this surreal sight, a fish jumping over a normally dry road. It's been a month of record rainfall. 13.5 inches in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, compared to its average of about 3.5.
What?
More than 11 inches in Minneapolis, Minnesota,
Are you serious?
compared to about 3.5. And 14 inches of rain in Sioux City, Iowa, compared to its average of about 4 inches.
14 inches of rain.
And along with the heavy rain comes lightning.
Look at that lightning.
And
Giving
it's
us something we
powerful,
don't
too.
see every day, lightning from space. This week, an American astronaut shot this video of a storm over Houston, Texas, as seen from the International Space Station.
I have to stop right here because Mike from around the world has been on our broadcast from time to time giving us updates of things that's taking place in space, basically. There's a lot more asteroids, meteorites, and there's also comet dust that is filtering down upon and chargeable particles. And about 6 months ago, he told us that we would start seeing extreme straight-line winds, which England got hit with 5 storms then in last winter that were all over 100-mile-an-hour straight-line winds. One was 150-mile-an-hour winds. He said you're going to see an increase, extreme straight-line winds. You're going to see extreme powerful thunderbolts, not just lightning, but thunderbolts, because the atmosphere has more chargeable particles. He also said you're going to see extreme weather pattern changes, excessive amounts of rain, excessive amounts of snow, excessive drought and heat in some areas. Everything to an extreme. Well, let's continue with this report. What's causing it? Several things. One, we're going through a galactical belt of asteroids, which NASA keeps very quiet about, and the New World Order doesn't want you to know, but it's part of their preparation of Agenda 21 is to make sure they preserve the elitist and not you. Certainly not me.
Under the developing clouds here in the Midwest, more dangerous weather expected. This includes a tornado watch for parts of Missouri, Iowa, and Nebraska. The threat tonight includes areas from Kansas all the way to Wisconsin. Tomorrow, some of the same areas, but expanding to the east, including Chicago. Also, the Great Lakes could see some more strong storms. And Lester, this threat early in the week will expand into the northeast. This includes the potential for damaging winds and very heavy rain.
And I can tell you here in Indiana,
we are a collection of...
We have had, just about 20 minutes ago, I had a lightning and thunder that literally shook the wall here. I thought, to be honest with you, when it happened, I thought somebody had driven a car into the wall. So, and I'm here in northern Indiana, so there's certainly some catastrophic events taking place as far as weather's concerned. Now, down in Florida, they're very concerned as there's a low-pressure system that's pushing through. Forecasters expect several days of wet weather across South Florida. Formed off the coast of South Carolina, this tropical system could form into a tropical depression. It has. Within the next couple of days, if so, it could be the first of the storm season. The system, it's even possible it could make its way over into the Gulf of Mexico and still turn into a tropical storm or hurricane. Still possible. The system has 230 miles off the coast of St. Augustine, has a 60% chance of becoming a tropical depression within the next 48 hours. According to Dennis Felgen, the National Hurricane Center spokesman, said yesterday, Sunday, June 29, 2014, it would take winds of 35 miles an hour to make the system into a depression. We've already seen winds of over 40 at times in gusting. But the soggy start to the holiday week, when people are taking this is the biggest vacation week of the year, instead may see people just trying to stay dry, keep power on, and hope water doesn't raise into their homes. Something biblical is going on with the signs of the second coming of Christ. And we're going to try to find out more about what all this means and the earth as it reeled and rocks yesterday with a ton of earthquakes, 4 of which were all over 6.9, a 6.7, a 6.4, a 6.2 in 4 different locations of the earth. It was like the earth was reeling and rocking. Matter of fact, we've already had, in the last 24 hours, I want to thank Troy for this report, we've already had 42 earthquakes just in the last 24 hours as of 8 o'clock this morning. So something biblical is going on with the signs of the second coming of Christ. We're going to have a powerful broadcast today. We're going to talk about the New World Order, Facebook manipulating the news to try to alter your behaviors. I have a full report on it. Facebook admitted they did it and said when you signed up to Facebook, you accepted the terms of the agreement. You went along with it. Did you know you were a guinea pig? Probably not. And we're going to also talk about ISIS, this radical Islamic group. Also, there's one of the Obama's advisors is reasserting, he's letting everybody know the United States is an Islamic country. We're going to talk about, there's just so much we're going to talk about. 1 million dead fish in South Carolina, people jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge. We're going to be talking about the buildings crumbling in India. We're going to be talking about the Pope coming to the border, the Mexico-American border, not trying to heal the deadly head wound of the Americans. What? Something biblical is going on with the signs of the second coming of Christ. Give your life to Jesus Christ. Don't miss today's broadcast at my website. The chat room's working. Everything's working. Just go there at 12 noon Eastern, and don't be late. 12 noon Eastern at paulbegleyprophecy.com. That's www.paulbegleyprophecy.com. We'll get you up to speed on the weather, the earthquakes, everything else going on around the world in Jesus' name.